Let's talk a little bit more about protein. And today I'm going to share with you 3 reasons why I'm eating more protein in my 40s. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for subscribing. My name is Elizabeth Finch. I'm a 42-year-old IIN certified health coach, a yogi, a former fitness instructor, and lover of all things health and wellness. And here on my channel, I share inspiration for healthy habits after 40. So now that I'm well into my 40s, again, I'm 42, but of course I've realized that things are different now, right? They're different than they were in my 30s and in my 20s especially, but much different even than 30s. And everyone else that I talk to who is in my age bracket says the same thing. So things just start changing. And I guess for me, when I really started to notice it, I turned 40 the fall before COVID. So would have been the fall of 2019. And you know, like a lot of people during COVID, we became more sedentary. We were eating all of the time out of stress or just boredom or whatever from being at home so much. But I put on a little bit of weight during COVID, and when I was ready to, really try to get the extra pounds off, I noticed that it was so much harder. So of course, at that point, I was, 41 when I really started trying to get it off, and I thought, oh my gosh, the things that, worked for me in the past are no longer working. It was never really easy to lose weight. I've had 2 children. I gained 40 pounds with both of my girls, and so I've had to get weight off before in the past, but it was never this hard. So that's when I really started to think, okay, this has got to have something to do just with my age and where I am now, and things are changing, and of course they do once we hit 40. So in our 40s, we have a lot of things going on hormonally, different hormonal changes that, cause us to lay on more fat around the midsection, among other things. Our energy levels change. There's a lot more and different stressors than we had earlier in life. And once we hit 40, it actually becomes harder for us to both create and maintain lean muscle mass. So I've made some changes to my own lifestyle, and thankfully have gotten those extra pounds off that I put on during COVID, but I've had to change tactics and really kind of, research and figure out what works best to do that once you hit 40 and what those healthier habits after 40 are. And that's really what I'm doing here on my YouTube channel. It's just kind of sharing my own story about what I have found really helps me. And one of those things has been adding more protein to my diet, which is what we're talking about today. So just as a reminder, I am not a medical doctor. I am not a dietitian. I am simply sharing what has worked for me in my own journey since I have turned 40 and trying to lose weight and stay fit and all the things. So I'm by no means suggesting any of these things for anyone. I do believe that different things work for different people. Again, I'm just sharing my own journey. So here we go, 3 reasons why I'm eating more protein now that I'm in my 40s. Number 1 is lean muscle mass. Now, I talked a little bit about this already, but once we hit 40, our bodies start to lose muscle mass at a rate of 1 to 2% a year. So I really want to keep my muscles. I love working out. I love creating muscle. In fact, I'd really love to add some muscle to my body at this point. So I'm strength training more with weights here lately. I'm trying to do at least about 4 days a week of some sort of strength training. And not to mention the fact that lean muscle actually helps to support our metabolism. So of course we burn more calories at rest when we have more lean muscle because our metabolism is stronger. So eating protein actually helps to augment the effects of lifting weights, especially for people past the age of 40. And this is because when we lift weights, we stress the muscles and we cause tiny little damages within our muscles. And then the muscle tissue makes new proteins to heal. So I've really noticed a difference in my body since I've been lifting weights more, and also since I've added more protein to my diet. These 2 things to me have made such a huge difference, and I really believe that they're working together. All right, moving on to reason number 2 why I'm eating more protein in my 40s, and that is increased satiety. So of course, satiety just means like satisfaction. You stay satisfied. And protein tends to increase satiety more than carbs or fat. Now, 100% we need all 3. Those are the 3 macronutrients that every healthy body needs: protein, fat, and healthy carbohydrates. So I'm definitely not saying to only eat protein and ditch all the carbs. No, you will never hear that from me. I do include all 3 with every meal, but I make sure that I'm including plenty of protein. I like to shoot for around 25 to 30 grams per meal, and then a little bit of protein in an afternoon snack as well. I usually get hungry sometime between the hours of 3 and 4. but only for a small snack, and it always includes a little bit of protein. Now, we also have a hunger hormone that our bodies produce. It's called ghrelin, and the way that I remember that is I always think I get hungry when I smell someone grilling. Ghrelin, they kind of sound the same. But when ghrelin levels are high, we feel hungrier. When ghrelin levels are low, we aren't as hungry and we feel more satiated. Protein actually decreases our ghrelin levels, which in turn decreases hunger. And that's another reason why I always make sure that I'm getting plenty of protein first thing in the morning, because I want to feel more satiated throughout the day. So I have noticed a huge difference in how satisfied I feel throughout the day since including more protein in my diet, and I've also noticed that I have far less cravings than I did before. All right, moving on to reason number 3 why I'm including more protein in my diet now that I'm in my 40s, and that is more sustained energy throughout the day. And this is because protein takes longer to break down in the body. It's digested more slowly, so it's a longer lasting energy source. Protein also helps to slow down the absorption of sugar in the blood and helps to manage balanced blood sugar levels. And the benefits of keeping your blood sugar stable also include less cravings, more satiety, more energy. So it's just a positive cycle. All right, now that I've told you all this, I'm sure the next question you have for me is, how much protein are you eating? Now, please keep in mind that there is not one right answer for how much protein a person should eat. It depends on a lot of things: how healthy you are, what your goals are, how active you are throughout the day. So please remember that this is just what I'm doing. I'm not recommending this for anyone, because remember, I'm not a doctor or a dietitian. So for me personally, I like to shoot for somewhere between 80 and 100 grams of protein in a day. I like to also space my protein out throughout the day. So I'm getting some at breakfast, some at lunch, a little bit in an afternoon snack, and then some at dinner. I'm not getting it just all at once in like a mega protein shake. So to break it down, I'm shooting for about 25 to 30 grams with each meal, and then a little bit of protein in my afternoon snack, around maybe 5 grams. As I've already mentioned, I also make sure that I'm balancing every meal with fiber-filled carbohydrates and some healthy fat. And of course, those unprocessed carbohydrates include things like whole grains, fruit, starchy veggies like sweet potatoes, love them. So if you're looking for some inspiration around some of my favorite protein-packed breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, well, you are in luck, my friend, because I have already created those videos. They're here on my YouTube channel, and I have a video for each meal. So my favorite protein-packed breakfasts, my favorite protein-packed lunches, and my favorite protein-packed dinners. And I show you examples of things that I eat for each of those, and I will link that playlist right here, as well as the individual videos in the description of this video below. I will tell you that they are all super simple meals that you can either put together really quickly based on having some key grocery staples in your fridge every week, or they're ones that you can do a little bit of meal prep on the weekends so that you can throw it all together real fast when it's time to eat during the week. Because nobody has time to be messing around with multi-ingredient, multi-step meals during the week. Am I right? All right, that wraps it up for today. I hope you found this information really helpful. If you did, I would so appreciate if you would hit that like button and maybe consider sharing it with someone who you think might also find it helpful. If you have any ideas for anything you'd like to see in a future video, I would love for you to leave that for me in the comments below, because I do take inspiration for future videos from the feedback I get from you all. So drop me a comment below, let me know if there's anything that you would like to see more of, or just drop me a comment and say hi. If you haven't already subscribed, please be sure and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of my content. I post new videos every Sunday morning. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch today. I always appreciate you spending your time with me, and I will see you same place, same time next week. Bye.